Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM22 Career Mode, episode 71. We're at the Giro. We've managed to pick up the pink jersey very early in this race. It's only stage number 4. I'm not happy of having it this early on. I'm not saying it's impossible for us to defend, but it becomes a whole lot harder task to be the leadership team. So I wouldn't mind giving it up. Speaking of, there are 7 riders in the break. Are any of them a threat? Because if they aren't, today would be a perfect day to give things up. And we're looking at 73, 74 mountains, 74 mountains, 73 mountain, 73, 69, and 63. So no threat whatsoever in the breakaway if they were to pick up the lead. Now, I suppose checking out kind of what sort of gap would be necessary. Minute 44. Yeah, they would only need to win by a couple of minutes to pick up the jersey. Let's see if the other teams let them get away. For now, they're holding at slightly over 3 minutes, which means it's not looking great for that right now. There's too many teams that are too close in contention that would hold things up. Now, part of the reason why I'm thinking about the breakaway claiming the stage is just how bad our team looks today. Our team draw compared to the expected is about a -9, give or take a point. And where the majority of that negative is Krantz and Martinez, who are each expected to have a +2 right now, but their combined is a -1. So that's actually a -5 draw just for those 2 riders alone. That hurts. That hurts that our 2 leaders are not looking great today. It's not the hardest of stages, but it's definitely not the easiest either. Totally flat here for the first half, but as we enter this second phase, there's going to be a lot of undulation and a fair bit of climbing, especially at the end. So hopefully we don't lose time today. I don't want to lose the jersey to a contender. I'd like to lose the jersey to one of those breakaway guys who are not an actual threat. So for now, we are going to take it easy through this first climb, an intermediate sprint, and first Cat 3, and then scale things up from there, at least in theory. That is the plan. 3:18, 3.5 for the gap. Support riders are looking good. It's just those 2 leaders that are bad. By the way, the low motivation that we had as the field just split. Martinez is in this group. Krantz is in the front group, so let these others chase that down. Chase group is now just 19 riders. Chase group's back together, though. For a second, I was thinking we were going to catch, and then it was in my interest to push on, but no. 52 riders in the Peloton, and it's all back together. Okay, I think we might have something to do with these splits that are happening as we drift by not putting in much effort. That's the highest point of elevation for a while. We're going to meet it again, but we're seeing little splits here and there, but then comes back together. Not the easiest of chases, and that's part of the reason why we're drifting despite a 76 effort. That also means others are putting themselves under a lot more stress into those legs, and that's something that could benefit us later. Short climb here. It's a steep one. We seem to be hanging in there, and we are over the top. Get a rest recovery period, and we've got 70k to go. Okay, somebody does need to go back and get water. Now is the time to do that. Vermark was supposed to be protecting someone. Who was it? Well, we still have our 2 leaders. Must be Piccioni. Okay, who's the farthest back? Let's start with that. Martinez is, and Azumi is the guy protecting him, but Vashek is protecting Krantz. So these are the 2 that are drifting back. Is it that kind of day? Are they that bad off? Trigai is the first. Not a big Peloton, so it's not too hard. At least at the moment, it's not a big Peloton, and it's a decent gap behind us. I mean, theoretically. How far back are we looking? Yeah, that's a pretty good gap behind us. Yeah, position should restore here over the next little bit. That's our whole team in a peloton of just 56. And we've got 8 of them. But you can see how we're still struggling, drifting, high tempo. Okay, let's up the effort, fix that position because we don't want to do it on the climb. We don't want to have to ride hard, as hard on the climb. Rather put a little bit in. Water task is done, and we're at 52 in the peloton. The breakaway is not far ahead, so they are definitely not going to win today, but we're looking at a small peloton. Unfortunately, we're also looking at some fatigue in the legs. I mean, nobody is looking strong right now, and we will get some recovery again following this. Vashek is done. Vashek's going out. He was protecting Krantz, so Chergai is going to take that mantle. And Vashek is going to go on auto. And see you later. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 riders, I think, about to go out the back. Alaphilippe and 2 more. 8, 9 riders about to go out the back. I mean, wow. Down to 37. Down to 37. Yeah, this is getting intense, and not what I was wanting for this stage. I am getting nervous about how things are going to end up because other teams are really making something of today. Pace seems to have lifted a bit as Remark is not getting dropped, so just at the top here, yeah, you're seeing it kind of yo-yo a little bit. I wouldn't mind if Remark and Azumi were still here, but at the same time, I wouldn't mind seeing 10 riders get dropped. 12 riders get dropped. Remark's out. Azumi is out. So right as they went over the top, it does split yet again. And let's see, Mesnada. I mean, we're looking at Leknesund, Bookman, Rosa, Gazzoli. There's Garcia, the last man of the peloton, down to just 28 now. And just 2 left off the front. And it's time for a little bit of recovery. Are they going to lift pace? Is nobody going to push things anymore? Or is there still somebody at the front? Ineos. Ineos has picked up the pursuit of the last 2 breakaway riders. And we are down to 5 riders. If the next group comes back, I don't mind that one. Miss Nada is a decent rider, but otherwise Azumi is going to be helpful for us. So I would take that. I would take a Miss Nada in the group if it means Azumi is back, but Azumi doesn't have anything left in the tank as we've nearly caught those front 2, and we've got 2 climbs to go. And we're getting a good amount of recovery here by not leading the chase. Krantz back to full strength, but you can see with that -1, he's not looking that great today. Martinez is still strong. Alright, I'm waiting for the last climb to have an effort to have a go. For now, we hang on. And Azumi is back. Azumi is back. Azumi, why don't you go ahead and protect Piccioni if you can. You're not going to have much left in the tank, but give him a little support. So pace is not maximum effort by any stretch of the imagination. Allowing some of those groups behind us to come back at us a bit. But I'm just looking at the fact that my 2 leaders are not that great today. And this is the one you want to respond to, because those are not the guys we want to give up time to. So Martinez, we're going to put him in the back, and then Krantz, as Martinez is looking a little bit weaker right now. Piccioni, and then Garzon and Chergai. It's on, buddy. It's on. Let's take control of this race now. We're almost to the top of this climb, so we've saved ourselves a lot of trouble. Rodriguez also on the move. And you're starting to get some others, and it's split in the group. And yeah, Azumi's out the back. 7 riders with him. There's Masnada again. Now Gegenhardt. Rapp is getting dropped down to 26, and there's definitely riders at the back of this that are struggling. It's all back together. And Chergai brings it to the front.
The finish line is getting close. The riders have just passed the 15 kilometers road sign.
Okay, easing off a little bit, but it's definitely got time to take control because here they go again. I thought Gazzoli just got dropped, but okay.
The group has to break apart.
You see those gaps behind went out pretty quick. And now just 12K to go. $11K to go. Garzone is going to gel up in a moment. As we prepare for that final climb, we're allowing at least some rebuild of red bar, yellow bar for these guys in the back end. But it also means the rest of the field is going to recover. So, Chergai up the effort a little bit on these switchbacks. We don't want to crash, obviously, but inside 8K to go now. We've got a sprint point. Chergai, Garzone, Piccioni is going to probably pick up a second. Or not. One rider, Gazzoli. Oh, he's in second. He just picked up a second. All right, 5.4K. It's 4K worth of climbing, and Chergai obviously is pushing quite hard.
We're into the last 5 kilometers.
Garzone, still no gel? Or did it already expire? Did I go that much too early? Krotz is fading, but hanging in there. Okay, this is making the climb hard enough that nobody's able to attack and come up on us. 3K to go. 1K to the top here. Chergai now going to go 99, yellow bar only. That still keeps that pressure up. You got guys trying to attack here. Tiberi, Buitrago. We don't have, well, Piccioni. Piccioni trying to go for the stage. Now it's 1K. Now everybody just needs to sprint. Chergai's going to overtake Piccioni, and those two are going to, wow, man. Piccioni couldn't do that from there. Buitrago, Tiberi, Moss, Steinhauser. Piccioni takes 5th on the stage. Let's see, time gaps? I mean, there's 30 seconds already. There could be time gaps on this one. It is possible. Quite possible. But there's that endless amounts of energy of the hardest difficulty level where those two, not for the first time, go on the attack very late, and yet somehow still had not only the energy to escape a 99 effort by a strong climber. Okay, he didn't have red bar himself, but then Piccioni tries to go with them. And Piccioni, his red bar just poof, gone. And he was in good shape. And they continued. Buitrago continued to full sprint at the end at a pace higher than what Piccioni was doing. So he attacked early, he attacked late, he attacked again to the finish line, and we did have one guy in really good shape and couldn't even come close to matching that. So, dang. Sure enough, they gave some time gaps. We're talking about 17 seconds to 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, including Piccioni, 30 seconds to the chase group, 44 to another small group, and 52 behind that. Now, we had nobody in the back group, but we did have most of our guys in the chasers, so we did lose a little bit of time today. So the general is going to look a little bit different. It's not what we wanted, but a very minor deficit to Enric Mas now puts the pressure on Movistar to be the team conducting the race. So for that, that's okay. Krantz is down to 2nd. Carr is still there, just 8 seconds down. Vauquelin at 19. Vlasov and Martinez at 20. Tiberi at 21. Piccioni at 23. And then the gaps begin to open up at least a little bit. Steinhauser, roughly a minute. Van Wilder, Gazzoli, Garcia, Ben O'Connor. Still no big gaps yet until you start to get, I'd say, the 3-4 minutes here around 20th to 23rd. Chergai and Garzone in that group of riders. So there's still a lot of contenders left. It's only 4 stages in, and we're still well placed with 3 guys in the Piccioni, possibly spurred on by the fact that he's got his first Grand Tour and that he's in the top 10, has been flying through and has leveled up and is now the latest, or 5th, 5.5-star rider on the team. 79 mountain now, 77 hills, 78 stamina, 80 recovery. Pretty solid combination. Time trialing is tolerable at 73.70, or just 73. Where's the prologue? 73.75. Flat rating is only a 70. That's a bit left to be desired, and of course a low resistance as well, and certainly not a sprinter. I'm not sure how that's a 5.5 star anything. To be honest with you, it looks like time trialing is the big area that he could still improve the most on, and therefore maybe we want to make his next level up time trialing, as he can certainly be a poor man's contender with a few more points in time trialing. Now for the hardest stage of the first week of the Giro, stage number 6. Following the sprint stage, we've got another sprint stage after this. We'll have a rest day around here, so this is the only one we really need to navigate. And unfortunately, we've again had a negative draw when it came to the 3 leaders, and the others are themselves shown as a negative draw, but of course there's 3 +5s on the expected to begin with. So when it's already expected to be a +5, you can't do better. So if you did roll a +1, we don't know it. That being said, right now Piccioni and Azumi are struggling a bit more than I would like at the back. They need to up that effort and make their way forward. We're seeing the field split here. In fact, Piccioni just split off briefly and again split off. Needs to make up that ground. Oh, I think Garzone just did as well. Garzone. Okay, Garzone's kind of in between. We'll wait for him, but pause that for a second. Let Azumi lead it back as we go over the top. We'll be okay here. I think we might lose Azumi trying to get back up there, but Garzone will take over on that chase. Okay, and Azumi is done, so Piccioni going forward on his own, and then Garzone, wait for him.
Our rider has a flat tire. Let's hope he is helped out quickly.
There we go. Okay, so Piccioni follow Garzone. Garzone is still in contact with these guys, so that's good. And he'll take over the chase. Everybody else is fine, still at the front. 58K to go. Azumi on your own. And there you go. We've actually reached the group before we even went over the top. That's good. 69 left in the Peloton. And we'll come through quickly. We do need to get water here, and we'll have Piccioni go forward on his own and have Garzone get water as we descend with 1 climb to go. So the climb, 14K, average is 6.7, but you can see it's steeper at the top. Let's hope we can get Piccioni a good bit of recovery, and also make sure he doesn't push too hard. Just getting back to the front is all we need, not to attack. There you go, set up, and then get that recovery on. Let's also get him support here rather quick from Chergai, so he can recover at maximum speed and hopefully get back to full strength without having to have, without going too deep on that. Didn't waste much energy there for him. Oh, there you go. Garzone Garzone. Let's make sure your position is here at the front. There we go. And we've got 7 riders out of a 69-man Peloton. That's not bad. And you can see everybody's at full strength. With 40K to go, we've already got our water taken care of. We still have a healthy break of 4.5 minutes, but it's all split up. Therefore, I would think catching those 6 riders. Kelderman is there. Chevalier is there. Piccolo can climb a bit, I think. But overall, that's not that dangerous of a group. Depends on that gap, though, because it's already out to 5.25. If that comes out too much, then they might hang on and take the stage. A movie star wasting a lot of riders to handle the front, which is good for us. Azumi back in contact. 93 riders present. Who is lacking support? Garzone is the only one lacking support, but that's because Chergai is protecting Giro. Let's go ahead and switch that up and let Chergai be on his own. And Azumi's looking pretty strong too. Not a fan of all those riders, 30 or so riders coming back just to get Azumi back with us. But 13.4K. We're gonna let Movie Star lead things out for now. We do want to go 85 though.
10 kilometers remaining.
I don't want anyone drifting back. We will wait to sprint trade until we see some action or get at least partway up, but let them waste their riders for now. And then we will gel up partway in, and we will definitely sprint trade partway in, but 11K. Gap still 5.5 minutes. Surprisingly, because we are going pretty deep already.
It could be decisive.
Okay, let's go ahead and gel for Azumi. We'll gel for... Do we need to gel for Vermark? He's looking so strong.
This climb is
80
feared
mountain
by
today.
many riders. The percentages are very high.
He's drifting back too far. Piccioni making his way back forward. Guy, make sure you're also in position. Put in a little more effort. And we start still doing the work. 6.6K. Piccioni. Come on, buddy. We need you to be in the mix. 5.7, and we're almost getting into that steeper sector for that last 4K or so. It's going to get steeper here, which means, and Taberi, Arnsman, Otar Brooks are trying to attack, so we caught it early. And let's see, Martinez, Krantz, we'll put Krantz, I think, behind Martinez today, as Martinez is looking a little stronger. Piccioni out in front of them, and then Chergai and Mark and Garzone, and not much in it, is there? Azumi, where are you at? Vashek's a little bit higher up, so we'll do Vashek first. And we instantly want to negate that attack. So Vashek needs to nearly match their pace. So those guys are all attacking. I mean, that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 riders trying to attack. And look, now they sit up. Azumi, that was it for him. Let's get Garzone up there, and Vashek has taken control. Wow, that was fast, but we're also down to 3K. So we will gel all the way down to Piccioni as Vashek still leads as we see the second wave. And the second wave is not as strong, and Vashek is done, Garzone is done, so it's going to now be the Vermark show. 2.7K. It's just about that time. Gel for those last two guys. Okay, Vermark is done. Sure, guy's only going to last a moment. He'll get just ahead of Vermark, and that's going to be about it. He actually did more than I expected, but Piccioni is done as well with 2K to go. I need to be setting all of these guys to auto, and then auto, and Martinez and Krantz. It's up to them. 2.1K, I think. Martinez is looking a little bit stronger, so Krantz is going to go first. Well, no. Wait a second. Krantz has a better chance for the overall as the stronger time trialer, so Martinez will use him first.
Oh, the list of those left behind goes on rising.
Buitrago is a little bit ahead there. 1.3K, and this is going pretty deep for Martinez. And Krantz. That's it. That's all we had. We just don't have the effort, the energy, the endless energy that these guys have. We didn't do anything crazy to hurt them. They have good climbing legs, and yet we still get easily out-climbed. That Kelderman, I told you, was a strong one in the break. He hangs on and takes the stage. The breakaway takes the top 5 positions, and Buitrago wins the race otherwise. Moss also up there. Uttarabrooks takes 9th. And then we're looking at, was Carr in the break, or was he with ours? I think he was in our group, and Arnsman as well. Krantz was only 17th. Martinez was 20th. Ouch on that one. That hurts. Now, notable thing, we don't have the big race day condition bonuses in the early phase of this race. It's the last week where our 3 leaders are going to have their fitness peak. We've got to survive the first 2 weeks. Hopefully today did not come with big time losses, as it was pretty well bunched together. That's going to be an important key if we lose a lot of time on that stage. Positionally, it wasn't good. Gap-wise, I think we were mostly okay, but we'll see. Let's check on that, because that's going to be a big key going forward. That's the only big mountain stage. Stage 9's coming up, but it's not as bad, and that's already going to put us into the middle of week 2 before we really see much more mountains. They gave gaps. They gave lots of gaps. Buitrago comes in at 2:32. Moss and Uttarabrooks come in. I think Steinhauser was in the break, or was he? No, I think he attacked. Ouch. So Buitrago is where that all begins. 2.5 minutes behind. 2:44, 3:07. That's already a half minute. 3:12, 3:17 to Krantz. 3:31 to Martinez. So that's a minute down. That's 45 seconds down. That's not huge losses by any stretch of the imagination, but that's not a good outcome. Piccioni lost in more than an additional minute. So that really took him out of being a 3-punch strength for us. We're down to 2. Piccioni down to 12th at 220 down. The good news on Krantz is we're still close. We're still up there. We're still in the podium. And then Martinez at a minute 7. And I do think it was the right move to sacrifice Martinez for the sake of Krantz, knowing the time trialing advantage. He's going to be the key guy. I mean, they both have 82 mountain, but stamina is better for Krantz than Martinez. Therefore, on an average day, Krantz should do more anyway. And then the time trial part is going to be a key, later on in this race. 39 seconds is not bad. It's not a bad gap. But, clearly not a bad gap, as it's still 3rd place. Martinez at just barely a minute. That's where things start to open up, is after Martinez. So you have 8 riders that are pretty close, and we have 2 of those. And then that's Buitrago, who's a minute 45 down. So he had lost time previously. I'm guessing that was our effort on stage 3, cost him a bunch of time. And so that's really good that we managed to do that. Piccioni is, only half a minute behind him. No wonder we didn't lose a full minute, right? They'd been 6 seconds down, but Moss is not the one we lost the minute to. It was Buitrago, who's only just now climbing into the top 10. So at least there's that. At least there is that. We only held the pink jersey for 1 day. That's gone away. But we're still well in contention. Piccioni is still just about close enough to be a threat from 12th place that we could, theoretically, on the right stage, at the right time, try to attack with Piccioni while the others force others into it. Of course, we've sort of already tried that, didn't we, on the previous stage where Piccioni attacked and couldn't keep up with the other two guys that were on the attack, and it was too close to the end of the stage anyway to really be that sort of tactic. But that was a tough couple of stages. The race day condition draws were absolutely a big part of that, as we had a couple bad days in the saddle for most of these guys outside of Martinez, or those three guys outside of Martinez. And for Martinez, there was only one stage where he came out okay. He still had a net negative for the 2 days. Krantz had a -5 over 2 days. Piccioni had, let's see, what was his? A -4 over the 2 days. And Martinez still had, a -1 or 2 over the 2 days. So the guys we need to have the good race day condition draws, or at least average race day condition draws over the first 2 weeks, aren't getting it. Their teammates that are already there and not going to be there in the final week, probably, with the same sort of race day condition, they're getting theirs, but it's just the whole. Parts are good, but not the whole. And right now, we need the whole. And later on, those leaders are going to be in good shape, and I think we'll be fine. Tough start, but we're in it. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.